more stars.
Okay, I think that first of all, I would like to say that my intervention was a kind of thing. Thanks for CARE to invite me to be here. It was a kind of sharing of some of the anxieties that many of us are facing in an era in which we have almost each day the idea that the world will be extinguished, that the world is in its ends. At the same time, we know that the capitalist system is exploiting nature beyond all the boundaries and the limits, and it's generating, nevertheless, its promise of progress and development is generating poverty, poverty, and poverty in a very small amount of people. Really, really, really amazing and incredible and horribly rich. In this environment, politics has become very weak, not by its own self, but it's an intentionality of capital to not allow us to restart, to dispute, to confront, so a way to avoid us to really, from below, organize ourselves and think about another world that will be built with the effort of many people in many regions, in many ways. And we think that unless we are able to really deeper our understanding what ecology does mean, that is, that we live in a common house, that we share, that we are part of, that we belong to a planet that itself belongs to a Via Lactea, that itself belongs to a cosmos, that itself belongs to a universe that is an illimited universe, being built and being rebuilt, that stay being created up to now. So us as human beings need to reconnect with this strength and among ourselves make the move that is needed to overcome capitalism and to build a society that is a society based in care, in compassion, in coherence, and in harmony. The first of all is that when, at least me, when I self-define myself as a leftist, this for me means that I'm deeply anti-capitalist. So this is my standing point. The way I look to the world, I can see that capitalism, that is a way of living, like our friends were saying, around capital and around an accumulation and around an unlimited growth and accumulation in a planet that itself is limited, is a way of committing suicide, is a way of committing ecocide, is a way of really making life impossible. So I'm completely with the critics of capitalism, and capitalism has had lots of resistance since its beginning all over the world. My question with the formal way of the left to take a look on that is that I think that as well the left did not go all deeper to this understanding of our belonging to something that is beyond us, that is Earth and the whole system. So we used to think and we used to believe, and even the ideas of the Marxists used to be very much developmentist. We started with the pre-capitalist old society. That capitalist came clean and civilized, and then it's going to come something better, that is socialism. So it's a kind of everybody marching to that end. And capitalism in this sense has a kind of civilizatory mandate to overcome a lot of what people think and thought as prejudice, as superstition, as spirituality, or deep connections between men and women and nature. So this is something that I think, as reviewing our past, as well we need to go back and to redefine. So I think that in the moment of time in which we are, we don't have the final answer to the many questions that we have. And the 20th century will not give us the answers for the questions of the 21st one. So we need to go back to revisit, and it's okay, and to take the people that has been strongly, from a Marxist perspective, struggling against capitalism. But we need as well to see the pre-capitalist societies that are not Marxists and that are there struggling up to today. If you go to Latin America, you will see the indigenous movements and groups resisting against capitalism in a very strong way, and they are not Marxist. You will see lots of communities, of peasant communities that are really resisting to the advance of commodification of life in their areas, against the dams, against the destruction of their environment, and they are not Marxists. So we that have a past and we that claim to be anti-capitalist, I think we need to really engage in a deep dialogue with all those ways that are resistance and against capitalism. But what we will be built later as well, I think, need to be much more open in terms of mindset. What does it mean live in a society that is post-capitalist and it's better? Where is the place of care? Where is the place of the human solidarity and love? Where is the place of spirituality? Where is the place of connection? Where is the place for us as human beings that are part of the community of life and are not alone in this world? See, I think that we are the first generations that understand that the Earth is a living planet that is not alone in a cosmos that is endless, in a cosmos that is being built and is being created. The stars are still being created, and when you look to the sky and you see that many, the vastitude of all of that, then we try to think, what are us in connection to that? That is really beautiful and really big. I think that the hope comes when we understand our belonging and our engagement in the channel of life that is much more than just the economic connections that we have. Those are very important, and we need to politicize them, but of course we need to inspire and aspire something that is more in terms of living well, of living in a lovely way. And I really do think that the new generation, as much as I come to this school and I go to others, I can see that the new generations have the feeling of urgency. They know that we don't have much time, we need to be in a hurry, but at the same time, they are not here just to take the answers that were already performed. So they are open enough, they are brave enough, they are courageous enough to say, okay, I want to take into account your ideas, I want to take into account Marx's ideas, I want to take into account Rosa Luxemburg ideas, but more than that, much more than that, I have my own ideas. And as well, I want to listen to my grandmother and I want to listen to the people that lived before me in this area. So I think that the new generation are really building politics in a way that can be much more lovely. And I don't think we will change the world just because we hate capitalism. I think what will makes us stand up, wake up, and stay one day and after the other is love. Is that really puts us in our way every and each day. And I really do see that the new generation, that the young people, men and women, they have a strong sense of belonging to Earth. They have a strong sense of the urgency of changing. And they are able to free themselves from capitalism. So I really do believe that we will have a better world.